Hello, Leo. Welcome to your weekly reading for August 21st to the 27th. This is for Leo Sun and Leo Rising. And if you're new to my channel, I do a traditional cultic cross spread. I also use astrology and my guides to help bring a lot more clarity, to get more specific and detailed with your reading, Leo. I do this because you know I love you. I want you to feel like it's a personal reading, as if we are here one-on-one, rather than a general spread. Lastly, I use astrology because it brings a lot more depth to your reading. So, Leo, this is week. Welcome to the week of the weekiest of weeks. I know that made absolutely no sense, but that is in theme of this week, okay? Because this week is a little confusing. There could be moments, and we're going to talk about that, all right? But there are great aspects too. So Tuesday, first thing I want you to know that's going to happen, we have another Venus squaring Jupiter aspect. These are great aspects. We've already had a couple. These are those breakthrough moments. What's bringing me pleasure? What do I want on my path to enlightenment? What is enlightenment for me, right? It's really, really great. I love Venus squaring Jupiter. And remember, Venus is in your sign right now, so that really is a big thing. And of course, with Jupiter in your 10th house, could be some matters that regarding your career, because you know the 10th house is Jupiter is in Taurus right now. That is your 10th house. So Leo, the other thing is the same day Mars is opposing Neptune. This is where things get a little just like kind of fuzzy, but all you have to do this day, it's how you approach this day, okay? And so Mars opposing Neptune, there is some deceptive qualities to it. Neptune is a planet of like illusion, but it's also the planet of like imagination, and it's the compassion, right? So this is very interesting. It's an interesting day, and it's a day where it's just, you know, whatever happens around this time, it's really just asking you to be like bigger than yourself, right? Really show gratitude, really be that person that is in service to others, really also get in touch with your spiritual side, like your, you know, the higher self, listening to your inner voice. This could be a big thing for you right now. Now, what's really interesting is on this day, with Mars opposing Neptune, remember Mars is in Virgo, all right? So that is a big thing, and Virgo is a sign that is service to others. So really, there's just a sense of like selflessness on this day that I really love, that's happening on the day that Venus is squaring Jupiter, all right? Now, this is what's really interesting, is that Mars right now is in your second house, okay? That is not only self-worth, self-value, and confidence. Remember, that's what this day is, all right? But it's also salary and money, finances, your money. Okay. Now, when you think about Neptune, Neptune is in Pisces, and that's in your 8th house of other people's money. And so it's really interesting. Other people's resources. So there could be some activity around this day regarding money. Okay. Whether it is your salary, whether it is, when I say other people's resources, that is, could be inheritance. It could be bonuses, commissions. It could be like even investments, paying off debts. The 8th house, as we know, is also death and rebirth, right? So Saturn is in Pisces right now at the same time as well. And so y'all are going through some big changes, all right? So the other thing that's happening is on Wednesday the 23rd, we officially move into Virgo season. So happy birthday to those born 21st and the 22nd, because it's still your birthday, right? But Sun moving into Virgo, this is a really a lot of focus. You're going to have a lot of focus on again, it's all in your second house, so salary. There's going to be almost like laser focus, like the perfection level. We're talking Velma and Scooby Doo. You do what I mean? Like it's there's going to be a lot of attention in those matters. And if you're not here for money, salary, wealth, career, any of that, self-value, self-confidence, what is going to bring you pleasure? What are the restrictions that you're breaking free from? Okay, so keep that in mind. So that's what's happening on Wednesday. same day, Mercury goes retrograde. Now, as we know, Mercury retrograde is a term that we just get like, I want you to know this Mercury retrograde I actually really like. Now, I did make a video on Mercury retrograde for things you may want to avoid doing during a Mercury retrograde, and how to work with Mercury retrograde. There are great aspects to Mercury retrograde. And I also did a video on what every sign can expect for this upcoming Mercury retrograde. It is very different, very, very different from a lot of the Mercury retrogrades that we've recently experienced. And so every sign does, and I don't know if you know this, but every sign has a different experience. Mercury retrograde affects every sign differently, okay? Every sign differently. So members have access to that video now. That will be up on Friday for all the subscribers or everybody. But I would watch that too, okay? I would watch that too to see, again, how to work with this Mercury retrograde. Again, I like this Mercury retrograde. Mercury is retrograding in Virgo. Remember, Mercury is in Virgo. Okay, and it is Mercury is at home in Virgo. Mercury is its domicile. All right, but Mercury is also exalted in Virgo, so you're really gonna feel this. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, you're really gonna feel this Virgo energy in your second house of salary, of money, of finances, even stability and comfort in that area, as well as self-worth, self-value, because the other thing that's happening, Uranus is going retrograde, right? And then Jupiter is going retrograde not too much later, September 4th. And so we're already moving into that direction. So essentially, every planet is retrograde. The entire solar system is retrograde. They're all weakened. When they're retrograde, we don't have the full powers of them, right? They're taking naps. So the entire solar system is retrograde, pretty much, except for Mars, okay? Remember, Mars is in Virgo. So this is Mars, and Mars is an aggressive, ambition, drive, like, let's get things done. Remember, Mars is, the ruling planet for Aries, okay? God of War. So really, really, when I say laser focused, like Velma of Scooby-Doo, because Virgo is like perfectionist level, right? And just really, can be, has the association of being like really nitpicky and everything's got to be perfect. And so and I'm allowed to say that because I'm a Virgo moon, and I trust me, I can get that way. But so that's going to be a really big theme this week, okay? But remember, there's a Mercury and Venus in your sign, right? In your sign, retrograde. These two retrogrades overlapping, I mean, wow. These are inner planets, so we feel them the most, right? So you are going to feel, moments of confusion this week. You are going to feel like things are not moving as fast as you want them to. You're going to feel that you can't make decisions sometimes. You're going to feel like this tug of war energy. That's just what's going to happen with basically the entire galaxy sleeping. Well, solar system. So keep that in mind. The great news is that Mars, who again is very active and alive and very aware this week, is going to trine Pluto on the 24th. Amazing. That's absolutely amazing. We absolutely love the fact that that's happening. And so I do want to remind you that Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus is in your 10th house. Now Pluto is in Capricorn in your 6th house, which is everyday activities, which includes work and labor. So there could be a lot of career activity that's happening for y'all, especially with Mars in Virgo in your second house of salary, which is attached to work. So the other thing that's happening this week is on the 27th, Sun opposing Saturn. We just came out of a Sun opposing Uranus transit. That could have been very challenging, okay? This is also another challenging aspect. We're going to talk about this more next week because it's happening on Sunday. And so there's already so much happening this week, okay? There's already so much happening this week. The other thing I want you to know is that on that same day, on the 27th, Mars leaves Virgo to go into Libra. Mars does not like being in Libra. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just going to leave it at that. And I'll talk more about it next week. But let's go ahead and get started. Leo, let's see what's going on for you for the week of August 21st to August 27th. Again, this is for Leo, Sun, and Rising. And if you want to read for your Venus, your Moon, all those other aspects, if you know your birth chart, you are absolutely welcome to. If you want more clarity, more insight on what to expect for this week. So, Leo, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so like I said earlier, by the way, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread. If we need to pull clarifiers, we will pull clarifiers. Secondly, Leo, you're amazing. First. Secondly, you're amazing. Third, you're amazing. So thank you so much for being here, Leo. Oh shoot, that wasn't my bracelet knocked that over. But that was a great card. And I'm looking at your spread anyway. I'm like, oh my goodness, Leo, you're really, you've got this. Oh my gosh, you've got this. Leo, come on, come on, okay? Last week you had an amazing reading. That new moon in your sign really like firing things up for you, okay? And hey, even if you don't feel it, a lot of these things, remember, these planets are retrograde. So a lot of it's happening slowly and behind the scenes, right? But we're moving in this auspicious direction for you. And here you go, another reading where I can literally just say, Leo, you're good for this week, and then like turn this video off, but I'm not going to do that. Let's get started. You got the Eight of Cups, all right? So, hey, this came up in your past. This is really great. I love that you did get the Eight of Cups because thinking about your last reading, but also what's happening this week, there's definitely something, there's all this new stuff that's happening in your life. If you remember last week's reading, you did get the Fool in your future, right? And so, but you also got a lot of cards that were indicating you're entering this like new, right? And so this is just saying, yeah, you're leaving things behind, okay? Whether they're good or bad for you, it's remember, Venus squaring Jupiter. What is the thing that is going to, that breakthrough that you need, the thing that's gonna, where you feel good about what you're doing, where you feel good about knowing your path to enlightenment, like where you are on your path, what is going to bring you enlightenment, really like even treating yourself at this point. It's the power is in your hands. Power is in your hands. Now you can see the Eight of Cups here. You can see him wearing red, even red boots, right? So a lot of passion, a lot of power, but he's walking away, all right, from the cups. Nothing's wrong with the cups. He just knows there's something better for him. So there could be something a little bit bittersweet about this because there is a lot of water, but it is a game-changing moment, all right? You see the eclipse happening up in the sky. Secondly, in your final outcome, if you didn't see your reading, well, I'm not going to tell you because maybe you didn't see it, so I don't want to spoil it for you. I already spoiled but anyway, you know what you got in your final outcome. So there you go. You're going through this big transformation. Thirdly, this card is attributed to Saturn and Pisces. As we know, Saturn and Pisces is in your 8th house of death and rebirth and transformation. This came up in your past, Leo, and then look where it brings us to the 10 of Cups and the heart of your spread. Once again, I know I'm doing this. I have to do your reading a little bit later at that night. It was a long work day. So I have to, anyway, look in the direction that he's walking. Okay, you're good. You got the 10 of Cups in the heart of your spread. I mean, you're good. I mean, it's like the theme of the week. There's something new that's happening, something coming to an end, something new beginning. It's clear as day. Congratulations, because it's big. It's big. This is a card of happy everything. Happy life, happy couple, happy family, happy relationship, happy everything. I mean, the only rainbow in tarot, indicating a promising future, right? You see the cups aligned in the rainbow. It's a lot of enlightenment. 10 is the end, by the way. 1-0 equals 1, new beginning. There's something new that's coming. This is, again, it's almost like there's this ending of something, right? That you've empowered, that you made that decision, okay? So that's really great. I absolutely love that for you. For a lot of y'all, it's going to be relationships, okay? I want you to remember that I said that. And it's definitely great. Well, because hey, look, you did get the lovers in your challenge area. All right. So, two things here. The first thing that's, really obvious looking at your spread, there is a relationship that y'all are leaving. Okay. And it can be work. It can be love. Okay. It can just be some sort of partnership where you're just like, okay, it's the time's up. Time's up. We've got to, it's time to move on from this. Okay. But in a way that you're ascending. All right. Not in a bad way, in a way that you're ascending. Okay. Because lovers is all about choices. Okay. It's sure relationships and love, but the choices that you make. Okay. And it seems like that you're choosing happiness. Okay. And, I've told you from the beginning, Venus retrograde, this month, all about breakups, wake up calls, and shake ups and breakthroughs. A lot of y'all are possibly going through breakups, but looking at this, it's actually really good. Okay. And I know that, there was I think there was like a comment, I don't think it was in the Leo section, but someone had written that like breakups are so negative. You're always out. They're not. No, they're not. If you're in a relationship that is not good for you and you know it and your partner knows it, why stay in that relationship? Why torture yourself, right? Breakups are good, okay? Because there are times, and I've, even talked about this in a Venus retrograde video I did, where I talked about some examples of, there are people who leave relationships and find their actual soulmates after. So hey, but again, the power is in your hands here. So it's what you're doing to make you feel good, okay, and move into that direction of where you want to be. All right. So it's all about, again, that Mars trining Pluto aspect is very empowering, but it's all about that self-worth, self-confidence, and you being a Leo, all about that too. So I really love this. Everything's like really amped up here. But again, when I say breakups as well, I don't want you to think just relationships in terms of love. It's also career. There could be like something like a barrier that you broke through. Okay, with a relation, it could be like a relationship with a boss. Maybe that your relationship was not great, but you broke through this barrier. There was this moment, and you had this like funny, chummy moment, right? It's like those movies where the two people, they despise each other, but then their boat, the party boat they're on gets capsized, and they're on the raft, and they have these fun moments, and then they fall in love. I don't know if that's an actual movie, but you know what I mean, like those kind of moments. Anyway, hello. Oh, and the other message that was coming up was self-love. Okay, there's so for a lot of y'all, there could have been some this week. There still can be some like relationship, partnership moments that are a little rocky. There could be a lot of miscommunication that's happening, but even still, remember the power's in your hands, and know all the facts, especially with Mercury going retrograde. There's going to be some confusing, like foggy kind of stuff. So if you feel that it's actually happening this week, know all the facts and be willing to communicate, all right? Just so everything's clear, because some things may not come through. I've had Mercury retrograde moments where I've texted people during like really important things that and they actually never received that text. So always just make sure that that's what Mercury retrograde does. But just try to be in clear communication this week, okay? Because there could be some relationships or partnerships in work, career, or that could be a little like we need to talk energy, okay? We need to talk energy, and then again a lot of self-love there too, like really feeling empowered, really feeling like your heart just full of love for yourself, okay, and empowerment. All right. Now, hey, you got temperance, all right? You got temperance in your crown. Really love that for you, all right? Because it seems like it's what you want, all right? It's what you want. Temperance is all about, there's a lot of balance in this card. There's a lot of, when I say balance, I think mind, body, soul, okay? But also in your physical world, make sure it's like that's the one thing on your mind this week may be that. It may be like, asking yourself, am I spending too much time at work, not enough time with the kids? Am I spending too much time, with my friends, not enough time with my pet lizard? Whatever it is, like find that balance, okay? And, you can see there is a lot of, even like, this archangel, by the way, was known as the alchemist back in the day. And so temperance comes from the word temperare, if we go all the way back to Latin, which actually literally means to mix, right? So you can see mixing the 2 cups there, okay? The water between. You see the foot in the water, foot in the ground. The really is, think about like cooking something. You want to make all the ingredients like perfect for the perfect outcome, for the perfect recipe. That balance is so important. And you may be thinking about that this week, okay, Leo? And really do think about that. And think about the things that you want. It almost feels like it feels like the big thing is a lot of Leos, it's almost like you're going to be in such a place of contentment and satisfaction that if there are things that are not happening fast enough for you, or if you think that because Mercury retrograde, like everything slows down during retrograde periods, it's almost like you're fine with it. Or you find ways to be fine with it. And that's really great, okay? Because you keep your energy levels high, right? I absolutely love that for you. And then you also got the High Priestess. Okay, so this is absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing, Leo. I'm not gonna lie. That's what I love the fact that you got the High Priestess. She rules the moon, right? Ruled by the moon, intuition, and she is the guardian of the subconscious. Now, the reason why I think this is really huge is because when you think about the moon, which it's associated with Cancer and astrology. Cancer for you, Leo, that's your 12th house of the subconscious. So it's almost like you are going to have this spiritually like active week, really getting in touch with yourself. And again, these retrogrades are helping. They're really good. It's almost like slow down for a second. Things are really fast in June, July, and now it's just like, oof, slow it down, put things in slow motion, just so you can take some time to, reassess things, rethink things, but also, again, tapping within. Remember what I said earlier about really tapping into your spiritual side, which is a really big thing, all right, with Mars opposing Neptune, Neptune retrograde in Pisces, all right, that really, it's spiritually active, okay? Pisces being the native ruler of the 12th house where Cancer sits for you. I mean, this is big thing here, okay? So if you do not do it, do it. Really, really, again, all about going within, tapping within into your intuitive side. It really is, the High Priestess comes out when she says, hey, go within, okay? That's what I want you to do. And it seems, again, like you will be doing it this week because you'll find the time to do it. You'll have those moments to do it. And if not, take some time out to do it, all right? Because you have a lot to celebrate. You're good, Leo. You're good, all right? You have the 3 cups in your future. You're amazing. You see what's happening here, right? You're really, there's something that something new that is definitely brewing in your life, and it's coming after your last reading. I'm not surprised. This is a card of celebration. You see the 3 sisters here toasting each other, right? I mean, there's a lot of celebration. There's a lot of joy. At the core of this card, it's a lot of bonding as well. So really, really bonding with other people, like family, friends, even colleagues. But just having that human connection, feeling alive. I love this. Even energetically, your reading is really nice. 3, by the way, is all about the birth of new things, right? Creation, advancement, growth, and you see it's coming after the 10 of Cups. So there is something that you're moving toward to that you are going to celebrate, and it could be something that is very new. Okay, Leo. So let's get to your staff. Oh shoot, I'm just need to do a time check, but I just completely shut off the. There we go. Oh, okay, okay. So let's do it. Leo, if you hey, if you like this read, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. I love hearing from you. And you, oh my gosh, and if you And if you are a subscriber, thank you so much for being here. Y'all are amazing. I wouldn't be here without you. So I am truly grateful and I appreciate it. So remember my bracelets. Flip that card over. So when I pull it over, but it's not reversed. You're really, really, really good. You really, really. I mean. Can you? You can. Okay. I mean, let's get started. Leo, you got the Knight of Cups. Again, relationships. I'm okay. Let's be very clear about this. Relationships is definitely going to be a thing for a lot of y'all. Okay, a lot of y'all may be moving into new relationships. A lot of y'all may be ascending in your current relationships. Again, remember when I say relationships, this can be love. It can be career. Okay. Now, if you're not here for love or career or work or romance, this is a lot of like self-love too. Remember I said that love, the self-love, okay? Loving yourself, okay? Having those moments. I mean, the Knight of Cups, sure, he is the knight in shining armor. He is Mr. Romance here. And so there's a lot of like love energy here. All right. Again, this is really interesting because you are, well, this card is also, well, the Knight of Cups he is Pisces. All right. And so remember what I said, there's so much activity in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces. This is all in your 8th house of transformation, all right? Death and rebirth, life cycles, but also other people's resources. So this is showing me that it looks like a lot of y'all will be either moving into new relationships, taking your relationships to the next level, or even maybe mending a relationship or ending a relationship and moving into a new one. But there's something around relationships for sure. Definitely. And again, if you're not here for love or relationships or romance or career or work, self-love, because the Knight of Cups, all he wants to do is fill his cup, okay? All he wants to do is fill his cup. You can see that he is a big romantic, though, so that's why. But it's still, at the end of the day, it can be a lot of self-love, all right? It can be a lot of self-love, especially with the lovers in your challenge area. But, yeah, it looks like that's going to be a big thing. Now, there's a lot of like passion associated with this card as well. And you can even see, I'm going to point something out here, you can even see the fish, okay, on his armor. I mean, when I say Pisces, Pisces, but also you see the fish are red, okay? So red for that passion. And this is the knight who's like really into the arts and he's really into, do you know what I mean? Like he's that romantic, like, I really love this. And so just, hey, you're good. You're good, okay? It's what you want. It's what you're getting. You're moving in that direction because you also got the chariot in your external factors area. There's almost like this force. It's so funny. It's like even though all these planets are retrograde, it's almost like there's this force out of nowhere. Maybe like a stream of like dark matter that's like forcing all this like goodness in your life. It's just so amazing. Like your spread is just so amazing. Now the chariot, again, is just all about moving forward. Moving forward from any obstacles, any challenges. Remember how we started here with the Eight of Cups, right? Look across your cross. Moving forward for something that you know that's better for you. And it's a big moment, okay? And then, again, finding that willpower, that determination, having that self-love, that confidence to move forward from anything that was holding you back. And there's a lot of mastering all these dualities in your life, learning to control any of those dualities. You got that here with temperance, okay? Remember that balance that we were talking about in your crown. Yeah, you got in your external factors area. It's almost like, again, like you have this force of goodness that's really propelling you forward into this auspicious, place in your life. Leo, you're good. You're good. You see that, by the way, the two sphinxes here. Okay, so when I say mastering those polarities and those dualities, there it is. But I'm going to show you something here. You see that he doesn't even, there's no reins. He's not holding on to reins. Look at that. He's holding on to the magician's baton that we saw in card 1. Other thing I'm going to point out, you see that on his sleeves, the slivers of the moon. Card 2 from the high priestess, all right? You see the lingam and the yoni, right? In the chariot. Card 6, the lovers here. It's like throughout the hero's journey, the fool's journey, right? Your journey. It's like, again, that maturing, that development, that growth, learning as you go, and all of that really fueling you to find that willpower to move forward. But this, again, you're good. Leo, you're good. I don't like. You're good. And even if you want to consider it, the chariot is ruled by Cancer. Okay, remember what I said. That is your 12th house, the subconscious. So there could be a lot of like really big moments that you have, with Mercury and Venus retrograde in your sign, along with like 4 other planets retrograde. Really reassessing, rethinking. And to do that, sometimes we go really deep, right? To reassess those things. You got the sun. Was that really dramatic how I had my head down and I looked up? I felt like it was like in an 80s commercial. Anyway, you got the sun. Come on. Hey, in astrology, you know that you're ruled by the sun, all right? You know that. This is really great. Come on. Leo, the sun is all about abundance. It's all about vitality, again, growth, optimism, opportunity. You're good. I mean, you see the wisdom child, right? Remember what I said about that sense of freedom that comes along with this week with that Venus squaring Jupiter, Venus in your sign. I love that. I mean, the wisdom child, the naked wisdom child. I mean, this is freedom on that white horse. Purity, that red banner, a lot of victory, success. You even see the sunflowers here as well. I mean, it's almost like you see the light, and nothing's going to stop you from going toward that light, okay? You're going to win, and you're going to win. It's almost like, if you were in a reality show and it was like, who can make it to the cake first, and it's a mile away, you're going to be there within like 3 minutes, okay? I know that's such a weird analogy, but listen, this is, you have a crazy good spread, and when there's a crazy good spread, sometimes the weirdest things comes out of my mouth, but that's just me being an Aquarius. But now, here's the last thing. This is why you're good. Come on. I mean, come on. You know this is good. Death is all about it's a transformational process. You're going through a big change, okay? You're going through a big change. This is a very auspicious card. It is, look, I'm going to show you something here. You got the sun, right? Look at him moving toward the sun. It's, the sun's coming out on the horizon. It's a very powerful symbol. You got the sun here as well, in the shape of the crown. Also, I mean, here with lovers, but again, with that in your challenge area, again, that's really just that breakthrough area, that decision that you may have to make this week, or, a sense of like ascending in terms of self-love or a relationship or a partnership. But even still, with the death card in your final outcome, you're going through change. It is clear as day. And change is the only constant in this world. Thank you, Greek philosopher Heraclitus. Now, one thing I'm going to point out. You can see the king with his crown knocked off here, right? You can see the bishop here, who's actually, accepted it, this change. You can even see the wisdom child on the ground. Anyway, the point I'm making is that the crown is knocked off the king, but the king is in the same scenario as normal people. The death card happens for everyone. Change happens for everyone. Like I said, change is the only constant. You have to accept it, okay? You have to accept this change that is happening, or you have your crown knocked off like the king who didn't accept it. But either way, look at your entire spread. It's almost like it's not. First of all, that's a very auspicious card. Secondly, your entire spread is saying the change that you want is coming. The big, major transformation. Remember, again, the death card is ruled by Scorpio, right? Ruling planet for Scorpio is Pluto. Pluto is a big player right now. Big player, okay? Which is in your sixth house of everyday activities and work and whatnot. But even still, there's just so much happening. And then remember what I said earlier about Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, all of that in your 8th house. Scorpio is the native ruler of the 8th house of death and rebirth. So you're going through some change, but you're just so blessed this week. You have another outstanding spread. You have another one. What title should I use for your reading this week, Leo? Anyway, Leo, I'm just gonna go with you got another great spread. No, I'll try to get more creative than that. But Leo, thanks so much for tuning in. Again, if you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. And if you are a subscriber, I love you. Thanks so much for being here. Oh, hey, next week, by the way, other than the aspects that I already mentioned, we have the really big full moon in Pisces. Yeah. A lot of letting go of this. Remember, we kicked off this month with a full moon, right? So this is our second one, blue moon. Okay, 2 full moons in a month. Completion, closure. So it's, again, like I said, it's almost like you're coming to the end of something for something new. It's clear as day here. A lot of relationship energy, a lot of self-love energy, really like going within. And there's like a gentleness as well, like a gentleness of what's going through. Like it's almost like you're fine if there are anything, like you're fine this week with your intuition is just going to be you're going to be so in touch with your intuition to the point where you have no self-doubt and you have no fears, where you have no any of that. Well, I would hope so with the high priestess. So if it doesn't happen naturally, do it. Go within, and you won't have any of that. Okay, Leo, I'm rambling. I'm gonna let you go. Thanks so much for tuning in. I will see you next week. Okay, bye.